It's 12 years since the original Thin Lizzy, with Philip Lynott, Brian Downey and Eric Bell, began playing the few Irish rock venues that existed in 1970. Since then, the band have gone through numerous lineup changes, released 15 albums and over 25 singles, and scaled the heights of international rock success. Earlier this year, they announced their farewell tour, which will take them to the Far East and America and most of the European countries. 2 40-feet trailers and a 20-foot truck for the musicians' instruments, an air-conditioned coach for the 20-man road crew, will cover between 20 and 30,000 miles over the coming months. But it's only when the crew have erected the PA system and lights, the instruments have been tuned and checked, and the band are standing by, that Thin Lizzy is primed and ready to rock.
Are you ready to rock? Are you ready to rip it up? Know what I'm talking about? Are you ready to give it up? Are you ready to dance? Are you ready to hit the floor? Are you ready? If you're ready, we're ready. Are you ready to beat it up? You ready to take it? You know what I'm thinking of? You know what I'm thinking? Are you ready to rock? Are you ready to hit the floor? You ready? If you're ready, we're ready.
Okay, just come down a tiny one. That's good. Next, please. Filament in that one, please, Dennis. Well, that's very nice, thank you. Next one, please, Mo.
The man responsible for the lighting is Ethnic, nicknamed because of his one-time fondness for sneakers and dungarees. The name bestowed on him by Bob Marley and the Wailers during a French tour.
Downstairs, just a really small one, please, Phil.
The overall visual effects on this tour are particularly dynamic. So what does the rig consist of?
What we've got, as you can see from the plan here, is a box truss. Overall dimensions of it are 44 feet wide, 20 feet deep. And hung around the edge of that, we've got 252 lanterns, just over 200 kilowatts of power there. So we hang the whole thing at about 22 feet off the ground. Then attached to that we've got a backdrop. There's a sheet behind that that's got 120 flash guns on it, which we use as a lightning effect, and then backdrops behind that.
Right. Now, let's go back to the planning stages. You presumably would have worked with Philip and other members of the band. Did they give you their requirements for this tour, or did you submit ideas to them?
Well, what happens is I basically drew up the plan and I submitted that, said, do you think this will be suitable? Is this the sort of thing you've got in mind? Obviously, yeah, I talked to the band about what they want to do, any specific ideas they've got, ideas that they've seen, ideas that they've, want to keep from like previous tours and so on, to, to keep effect. Example is the mirror balls. The mirror balls we use as an effect in one of the songs. I have been using it for quite a long time now, but we like the effect, we like the way it works, so we keep it in.
I am just a cowboy, lonesome on the trail.
During the show, is what we see, or what the audience will see, like, is that pre-programmed, or can you improvise on your desk?
Well, it's a curious mixture of sort of pre-planning and improvisation. I know up to a point how a song is going to go a certain way. I know what I'm going to use, but beyond that, I don't know. Again, the rig looks... Sorry.
Presumably you would know the structure of the songs and the breaks. The
Yeah,
drum breaks
that's
and the
right,
guitar
yeah.
breaks, so you can then improvise within that structure.
That's right, yeah. The whole thing, they're all set out on cue cards. So a cue card will have what the song is, how the song starts. So he'll be playing like at the beginning of the song. And then obviously you're into the song itself, the verses and the chorus and so on. That tends to be just slightly busked, but you know, you do the show, you know, so many times you tend to do it the same way. Interesting one from my point of view is Sun Goes Down. Not because the lighting's very complicated, if anything the reverse is very simple, but it's the first time in this show I use the aircraft lights, which are really tight pencil beams of light in sets of 8, and they produce a set of crisscrossing fans in a variety of different colours, and it's the first time in the set you have something which is a complete difference to everything else. So when I get to Sun Goes Down, it's the first chance I get to do something which is perhaps a little more subtle and a little nicer.
The sound engineer for this tour is Pete Eustace, the man who's responsible for the sound balance in each of the venues that the band play. So what size is the PA system?
This is rated at about 15,000 watts on the PA. Each box is a modular unit. That means it has the high frequency, the middle frequencies, and the bass frequencies all in the box. We've got 9 boxes a side, and each box is rated nearly at, well, 800 to 1,000 watts a piece.
And how much would be left in reserve each evening? I mean, how much do they crank it up?
It depends what kind of sound you're going for. If you want to go for a clean sound, it means you've got to change the actual sound to fit the room. There is some left with Thin Lizzy at the end of evenings, but some bands who really want to become extremely loud and don't worry about the tone too much, then there's not a lot left.
You're also getting into the area of distortion if you crank it up all the way.
Yeah, very much so.
This is one desk here. There's also a desk on the stage. What's that for?
That's for the monitors to fold back, so the singers and the musicians themselves can actually hear what's been delivered. Because unlike an acoustic band, which you rely on the air medium to carry from one side to the other, like the Chieftains, a very natural medium, an electric rock band, the sound becomes very directional, plus it's a lot louder than conversation level, so you need a speaker beside you to sort of bring a guitar over or a drum kit from the other side of the stage.
How would it take to set up the rig?
Well, the lighting crew arrive at 8 o'clock, start setting it up, and if we're flying, because this PA system all goes in the air where the roof will take the weight, they will come in at 8 o'clock as well, but normally they arrive about 11 to 12 o'clock, and it's up and running by about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
And I think it's a 20-man crew, is it?
Yes.
That's sound and lights.
Sound, lights and back line, and there's 3 truck drivers, a coach driver as well.
This is Wednesday night. Tomorrow was off, and on Friday then it's Belfast, right? So what's the schedule for the next 48 hours?
Load out, rest, and travel to Belfast, watch television, relax, basically. Relax, take in the culture.
On this tour, the band have employed someone to take overall responsibility for the guitars, both the maintenance and, as much as is possible, the tuning. Clive Jewett.
Well, what usually happens is I usually weigh my gear on stage and then set up in a room like this and do all the string changes, stretch the strings in, clean them, and just prepare them for stage for them coming in for the sound check. You know?
And would you change them again, or will they do for tonight's the performance as well?
Well, it depends on how long the sound check lasts. But sometimes I would change the top E or whatever, you know, it depends. But usually it's very rare I do, you know.
With anything up to 10 people working on stage at the one time, a stage manager becomes necessary. Howard Barrett has overall responsibility for the workings of the stage, but he also has another important role to play.
I look after the drums, look after Brian. We have one guy who looks after Philip and Scott. Another guy looks after John Sykes. We have a guy over there who does monitors, the on-stage sound for the band. We have another guy doing the keyboards, and of course, you've got the two people out the front doing the lights and sound.
When does it all start? Before the tour begins? Is it weeks or months?
Usually about a month before. Although the lighting rig will probably be designed anything up to 3 months before. We go on to Japan after this, Bangkok, all of the Far East, then we're supposed to be going to America. And then we've also got to do Europe sometime. So I mean, at the moment it could be any time, you know.
This is a bit of a busy tour for you, isn't it? Because you're doing the PA and you're working with Scott as well.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you know, my main gig is with the PA, but since his main roadie left, I've kind of taken that over since during the show. Pete handles the out front, and once it's all sort of set up and running, then I can concentrate on Scott during the show, which is what I'm doing.
Yeah. This is Belfast tonight. When do you get a chance to get a break? Because presumably you have to de-rig this evening once the gig is finished.
That's right. Yeah, and then we go to Dublin, two nights directly after this. So after that will be the break.
So how long do you get a break for?
About 10 days, I think. 10 days, 2 weeks.
Physically, you must get very exhausted on these tours.
Yeah, it depends on how it goes, you know. If you've got good transport and a reasonably paced tour, good routing, it all helps. But sometimes, you know, it's work all the time.
Lizzy have a great reputation of having a great road crew. How did you get involved with this lot?
Well, through the PA side of it, really. I mean, you know, that's my main function. And that's how it started, basically.
This was just one of the gigs that came along?
And went out on that and, you know, got to know everybody. And took it from there.
Howard is one of the guys that we met that seems to have a level of emotional commitment to the band.
Well, I think everybody who works for Thin Lizzy develops that, you know. I mean, it's, you know, you have to work for the band as well. You know.
So it's sorry if they're gonna finish?
Yeah, sure. I mean, although obviously I can move on to other work. It's sad when a good band goes. You know.
I really know it's just been really enjoyable. You know, it's been hard work. And everybody's sort of buckled down and done it. You know, no arguments or anything. It's been pretty good.
So how do you think the crew feel about the end of the demise of this band?
Well, they're not. You know, I think some of them still don't believe it's going to happen. You know, some people still think they're just going to, you know, something else is going to happen to the band and they're not going to split up. You know.
What about you?
Well, I hope they don't. You know, but I mean, it's up to Philip.
Yeah.
Oh, gee.
That.
Oh, we've got to open this, right? Oh.
Really good. I just didn't understand how the game was playing though.
See you after the show, folks.
I
hate champagne. I would like to make this toast to the Belfast concert tonight. Hope all that goes well. Thank you. Good night.
Before and after. This is for anybody that has the flu. A song called Cold Sweat. Did it put up in waste? I felt a chill up my backbone as I hung on the telephone. Cold stone, silver and cold stone sweat. Run another bit of my neck cut. Take a little money, nothing left to lose. I got me a heavy left. Cold sweat. They say chances on the outside are looking really slim. I've been so lucky on the inside, I feel I'm gonna win. Cold stone, silver and cold stone sweat. Running down the back of my neck up. Take a little money, nothing left to lose. I got me a heavy left. Cold sweat. You see that much in Egypt, I'd spend it in stages, move out to Las Vegas. Cold stone, silver and cold stone sweat, running down the back of my neck up. Take a little money, nothing left to lose. I got me a heavy left. My money in a suitcase. She tells is on the outside.
Out there. I tell you, the Belfast audience, man, they go crazy, you know. I almost swore on TV there. That was a hell of a lot of fun, that one.
How do you feel?
Well, I think we're going to do 2 more now. Looks like, yeah, we're going to do 2 more. Yeah, we're definitely going to play 2 more. This is great. This is great fun. Hey, we gotta come to Ireland more often, you know?
a demon among us whose soul belongs in hell, sent here to redeem us, and he knows it all too well. He comes and goes, he comes and goes, and he knows it all so well. But when all is said and done, the sun goes down. The sun goes down. The sun goes down. She tries her best to leave him, but she is still captured by his spell. She knows now she must deceive him. He knows this all too well. She comes and goes, she comes and goes, and he knows it all so well. But when all is said and done, the sun goes down. The sun goes down. Oh yeah. The sun goes down. She comes and goes, she comes and goes, and he knows it all so well. But when all is said and done, the sun goes down. The sun goes down. The sun goes down. The sun goes down. There is a demon within us, and its soul belongs to hell. Won't someone save this sinner? I know him too well. When all is said and done,